Hi, how's it going? Look, I would love and to work with artists, okay, and Hollywood and big thinkers. Get a haircut. Yeah. Um, I I really fear to identify anyone or anything, or even how sincere I am. Okay, because publicly that gets used as a weapon, and that smoke circles the planet, and that hurts innocent people and ultimately a lot of famous people as well. You guys know who. Big tech knows. The media knows. I'm not afraid to mention them because I'm fueling them all. Um, and, you know, all I know is that if there was activities that I'm supposed to be doing, I would do those omnipresent. I would put on a different hat every couple of minutes, literally. Um, if I could comfortably without any random people or without any personal needs getting in the way. Okay, provide me a sandwich and an office and some cool friends. Okay, I really want to be there. I do love the singing stuff, and um, I'll point out this is sort of like a I Dream of Jeannie uh, thing. It's deranged, it's stupid. Okay, um, but it could be some sort of fantasy. It's basically that if if I was in a a genie's bottle, so to speak, a little sweet spot with two or three educated women, I'd wear their clothes. Okay, I wouldn't do it in public. The freedom of speech, Ben Franklin shows that that can be a loose thread that can be used as a weapon against the world. This is, and I think that it's often in a pandemic form because you see that he's like one of the scientist types who would have been working on X prizes at a certain age, not at it as a 15-year-old, because it's unlikely to have that education, okay, without it actually being an intervention reality. Something like Bobby Fischer, we know him when he was 14, 15 years old, and absolutely no academic ideals were connected to his obvious genius. Okay, I can't say anything without laughing. I'm sorry, but I really the artists and women, women. Okay, and good times because when I've had several neighbors that are on my social media a little bit, a little bit cautiously because some of them, you know, but I was really good friends with them, and when I was hanging out with them, and everything, our needs were all met, and they respected that I'm straight, okay, and we went out looking for women all the time because we were all into women, and there weren't any tragedies going on in the world at those times. Okay, that's they're just what my needs were met, and most of them I didn't. There was just no women eligible women where I grew up. The only there was one, and I remember she wanted to make prank phone calls, and that's just after about the second time, as even as a you know 11-year-old or whatever, that gets really boring. I'm like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, man, look, all the art, and if I mention any artists, I'm telling you, it'll be weaponized. And some people say, "Oh, it's okay because that also affects our sales." Yeah, fuck that. I'm not, gonna destroy the world when you guys know my name. You guys can say my name. It's for you. It's not a problem, actually, unless if the president is completely possessed. Okay, and that goes back to Ben Franklin. There wasn't even a president, and there was already possession going on there. Let's call it slavery, possession. Okay, ask Thomas Jefferson. What a lucky person would do. Everyone else, they're a liability. Seriously, to world peace. I don't want to be a liability. I want to be a private person. The First Amendment doesn't apply to me. I'm only here out of absolute sort of please contact me. People like Paul Simon, don't make it a public thing. Okay? If I had immigrant parents or grandparents, it wouldn't matter. I would have already been have a life on the East Coast, like in New York, and I'd have a life, period. And it probably would certainly include something on the East Coast, away from the dredges of the world. Okay, because a lot of our families, they left places because it was wretched. And I don't want to have a conversation because for me that's wretched. Ben Franklin, you see that he's like, what am I supposed to do? He's back then, technology was strictly forbidden in the colonies. It was. Now it's taken over. That's not necessarily a good thing because it's more important to have the intelligent people in the right place, because otherwise the technology and the revolution just become a cop-out. And that activates hatred and stupidity and crazy things. And privately, I will reassure that only smart things happen. For all kinds of artists, whether you're blind or deaf or not sure what clothes to put on, or if you're, an educated woman who wants to tell me what to do, because I'll do it.